Hello, welcome back. You all know why I'm here. I just love PlateUp and they put out a new update. I missed it the first day because I've been playing a bit of Diablo, so I haven't been opening Steam as much. But it's a coffee shop update where you can run a PlateUp restaurant that is themed around being a coffee shop. So coffee already exists in the game as a dessert, which I always thought was a little bit, not super weird, but a little bit strange just because I've never known anyone to order coffee as a dessert. Maybe it's a British thing. For this coffee shop restaurant type, there are a couple of things that are different. For one thing, all customers order immediately. They don't have to think and be waited on to tell their order to you. So that's nice. I always like that as a card just because it helps me automate stuff. And overall, the cards that they offer in this, according to the patch notes, are intended to create a more relaxed experience. They also added it so that in some modes, I can't remember if it's just turbo mode or if it's in every mode, you're less likely to get other main dishes. And if you have more side dishes, more people are encouraged to order a side dish. And they mentioned that specifically that was for the coffee shop to make it a little bit more interesting, but that it should be kind of a chill experience. And honestly, that is what I found. I found that it was a pretty chill experience. I got to overtime day 15 at least, basically without breaking a sweat. I played a bit that I did not record on Friday morning after I saw that the update came out, and when I was recording for this video, I intended to play through the end of this run and then start over with a franchise so you could see the beginning, but I didn't lose. So what you see here is a restaurant that has most of the coffee related new dishes. I don't know if this is all of them or not, but I started with black coffee, and then they added the cupcakes. So the cupcakes behave kind of like soy sauce or ketchup and mustard for the hot dogs, where the customers will ask for it after they've gotten their food, and they can do this separately as well if there's two customers at one table and at different times. So you always have to be on the lookout for people who want the side dishes. And there are more side dishes that I got to later. But then I got the lattes, which you make with a milk frothing machine or milk steaming machine. You have to supply it with milk. There's a little container on the top that shows how much milk is left in the machine. And then you just interact with the coffee in your hand and it makes it into a latte. They also added tea, which I thought was just really nice. I don't know, I just thought it was nice to have tea. And the way you make tea is interesting. I actually did develop a nice little automation for this that you'll see in later game clips of this run. I'll put it up on screen now just so you can have a look. But basically what you do to make the tea is you take the teapot, you fill it with water, and then you put the tea in it. There's a little green tea leaf sticking out, and then you have to put it on a surface to steep. And you can't put it on the tray, it won't steep on the tray, but I think every other surface it will work. It works in the sink, which is how I have my automation working, where I use the old trick for making pizza dough automatically, where you put a combiner next to a sink, you put the object you want to fill with water in the sink, and then that combiner action will fill the item with water. Works with soup as well. It can be very handy for automating some soup. But that's fun. And then the tea also kind of works like a cheese board, where you have one teapot for up to 4 customers, but they each need their own teacup, which is just a cute idea. I am kind of running into this issue where the tray is not enough to serve tables of 2 people anymore, with the tea and the teacups, potentially a teacup for each person. Having a bigger tray would be, honestly, it would be super chaotic, but it would help with situations like this. I don't know if you can increase group sizes in the coffee shop. I have not gotten a card for it, but I think that would be fun. Or to get single dining or whatever it's called, where everyone's alone. That would be kind of funny. But I did manage to get a good supply of grabbers. I eventually upgraded with a copying desk and was able to get some automation going. What I really wanted to do, because of how the cupcakes work, and because a lot of the people also like sugar, that was another card I got, was adding sugar to their drinks. It works the same. They ask for it after they order and get their food, or their coffee rather. And the funniest thing, the way the sugar works is they ask you for sugar and you just dump a whole scoop of it on the table. And I think that's very funny. They probably just didn't want to add like another item that consists of like sugar packets or something like that. But it's very funny to me in my head. I'm just like taking a big old scoop of sugar and just dumping it on the table, and then and then they're putting that into their coffee or tea. Let's see. There's also milk as a side option. So it works like the sugar and like the cupcake thing, where they may ask to have some milk also with their coffee, and then you bring that to them. But what I wanted to get working, because I have all these side things that they might order or they might not order, is I wanted to use a teleporter, which I haven't seen the dumbwaiter yet, and I don't have a discounting desk either. But I want to get a teleporter on each end of the row of tables with grabbers between, and I want to put the cupcake thing on there so it just cycles through all the tables. I think that'd be really cool. The only problem is I don't have that teleporter piece, which really, with a room like this, you can't do like a loop the way that you could do with other restaurants that I've done in the past. But you may notice, probably the thing that makes it the most chill is that there are no dishes to clean up. There's not a single dish. The only thing is that sometimes you have to pick the cupcakes back up off the table if you leave them there, but there's no dishes to wash anywhere. So in fact, you don't even start with a sink. You only get the sink when you get tea, because you don't really need it until then. Oh yes, iced coffee is another coffee card that you can get, and this works very similarly to the latte machine, the milk steamer, with the exception that the ice does not come from somewhere else. It fills up over time. So you're limited in how much iced coffee you can make, because you can only make iced coffee if there's ice in the machine. I'm not sure exactly how long it takes to fill up, but just like 30 seconds maybe for each stack of it. So I would really recommend frozen preps for this one, just because you have a lot of different items, and it gets pretty, even though it is relatively chill, it's relatively easy compared to the food-based restaurants. You still get a lot of customers, and you have to serve them pretty quick. And you also have to do a lot of running around because they order all their like little side things after the fact. So some things that I would recommend is frozen preps, automating anything you can, the shoes, the good shoes, the trainers I guess they're called, to run around. If you can get rid of the mess like I've done by picking the formal theme, it really, really helps to get around between all the tables. I've got what I think is the best option for me, because you do need a lot of counter space when you have the tea, because you have to steep, multiple teas potentially. And I think having these little rows between the tables, so there's just one path through and then a lot of counter or storage space, I think this really worked well for me. I'll be interested to see what it is that breaks this system, because it seems to be working really well. I've never gotten this far in PlateUp, I don't think. I think I got past overtime 15, which was my previous record. I've gotten exactly to overtime 15 before dying. I know a lot of other people have gotten much farther, but a lot of the people I've seen have been doing duos, which I personally think is much easier. I've never actually played duos, but just like looking and seeing the separation of responsibility, I think makes it so much easier. But I'm not complaining. I'm just mentioning, I'm justifying, I guess, my relatively low score. But I just really like this mode. It's nice. I would be very interested to see if they combine the coffee shop with other kinds of restaurants, if they ever want to do this sort of complicated beverage stuff in addition to the food. I have always wondered why they didn't have any beverages with their meals. I guess I haven't wondered why. I've just wondered why they haven't prioritized changing that, because it seems like a natural thing, right? But then again, when I think of other food related like little sim games like Overcooked, the many restaurant sims that are available, a lot of them really don't do beverages. It's just like an extra thing that I guess nobody wants to worry about. But in real life, people order beverages, so I don't know. But I would highly recommend playing this update if you have PlateUp, and if you don't have PlateUp, it is on sale. I am not affiliated with the PlateUp developer at all. I kind of wish I was. They seem really cool, but I just love this game. I've had a lot of fun, and I think if people can get a really good game for a good discount, that's even better. I think it's 40% off for the Steam Summer Sale, which I think goes for like a week. I'm not totally sure on that, but Steam will tell you. So that's my little overview of the PlateUp Coffee Shop update. I'm just really happy with it, and I'm gonna see how far I can take this. I'm gonna play some more today, maybe do a little franchise, and see if I find anything else really cool that didn't make it into this video, I'll leave it in a comment below. How about that? But that's all I've got. Good luck running your chaotic PlateUp coffee shops. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see videos about games, development, and creativity, because I'll be back. I'll be back soon, and I hope to see you there. Okay, thank you. Goodbye.